welcome back everybody to the Boulder Boy Show, episode number 42, coming at you from not sunny California.
Rainy California.
1 day post Canyons 50K and 100K. Sorry for the delay in getting a podcast out. We had every intention to record 2 weeks ago and we didn't. We had every intention to record last week. We also didn't. So we're making it up with a Sunday morning, very sleepy podcast. Yeah, let's just jump into the races.
This will be a shorter one today.
Yeah, a little shorter.
Yeah, we'll get a longer one out later this week.
Yeah.
I guess first of all, like it was dope to see everyone out here.
Yeah.
So many shout outs for the pod.
Yeah.
Boulder Boy Nation was out in force.
Which leads us to two shout outs that we have.
Yes.
That I almost blazed right through. One, like, I don't know, 4 episodes ago, we mentioned Loving Noon. Tim Alms, who works for Noon, sent us like a massive box.
What if Noon's listening and they like fire him for sending us so much Noon?
Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. We're shouting it out.
That's right. That's
marketing.
Right. Dude's so huge though.
Yeah, super, super nice. Literally a summer's worth of Noon. So thank you, Tim.
Yeah. I've literally been enjoying it every day.
Yeah,
since we got it.
Same.
Me too, dude. The multivitamin ones, it's great.
I think the box is at your house, right?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to keep circulating that around.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm
it's in the closet.
out of the tubes.
Julianne labeled it Boulder Boys Noon Supply.
Amazing.
That's the name.
And then another shout out. Thank you to Kyle, legend.
Unbelievable.
We get into town. He DM'd us like, I don't know, a week ago and was like, hey, like I'd love to make you give you guys some sourdough bread and homemade bagels. And I was like, cool, like that'd be sweet. We met up with him. Like the best freaking bagels I've ever had.
Well, and it was like 2 or 3 huge bags, probably like 24 bagels at least. Dude, we crushed them in like 24 hours.
Yeah, they didn't last a day.
They were amazing.
Yeah, and then another shout out. Thank you to Corey from Pizzeria Luba for getting us in. Super
nice
sweet
table.
pizza spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Such a great meal.
yeah, set us up well.
Thank
The
you.
focaccia, so good.
Oh,
If you go to Pizzeria Luba, get the focaccia.
you have to go there if you're racing in Auburn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you go actually.
Yes.
You should get the focaccia. It's just like, I think we should have the pizza were great, but the focaccia was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, Moy was losing his mind over the focaccia. It was very good. But no, yeah, it's like you're saying, like the reception here was pretty sweet, and it's like cool to see, like, because last year we were here and we had some we were kind of just sort of a new podcast, a new sort of brand at the time, and there was some good shout outs then, and this year's just been like, yeah, a lot of support. You kind of feel like no matter where you go, you're like, you got the hometown feel to it. Like you feel like you're like the home team.
It's crazy.
It definitely makes doing this feel like a little more, like it definitely feels worth it because of this, but like there were multiple people in my race when I was walking, we'll get to that later, but like that stopped their race and like talked to me for a couple minutes to thank us for doing the pod, or like one guy ran by, stopped, turned around, came. It was just like people
so
really
cool.
appreciate it, you know? Yeah.
It's huge. Where do we start with the races?
Oh gosh.
You guys should start.
Should we start with the wins or should we start with the not wins?
Dude, let's start with the not wins and end on a high
Yeah,
note.
right. I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. Moy, we can talk about, we started our day together.
Dude,
Yeah, talk about it. 2 a.m.
2:15 wake up.
that's so early.
Early morning wake up.
Early morning. Dude, we took the shuttle to the start line. Well, drove to the shuttle spot, but then took the shuttle, which was nice.
It was easy.
School bus.
Smooth.
We were sitting at the front, very well organized. We're in the bus with everybody else, listening to some music, drinking a bunch of fluids, like drinking or like Santa Madre, drinking or like Noon, and then water, like just like drinking like crazy.
What's the pre-race tune?
Oh. What were you listening to?
Dude, I was listening to
Bad Bunny.
No, I was listening to Calle 13, which is like a
Nice.
Puerto Rican kind of songwriter and rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was listening to Fluke,
Nice.
one of their albums. It's just like really good, kind of like moody, misty, like
Yeah.
chill, but Fluke's songs are like always like reels, and so it'll be like something slow, and then midway through the song it transitions into something more upbeat. It's sweet.
They're kind of like just a mirror of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Or yeah, like an inverted mirror, but like
and yeah, but then dude, like because it was very like when we started, it was raining, and then the rain became snow
yes,
as we were getting
at the
to
start.
to the start line. Very sick start line. Like the vibes were crazy. Like
Yeah, because it was pitch black,
yeah,
snowing, and yeah, like, but dude, shout out, like, I feel like they had enough porta potties at China Wall. It was like we didn't have to wait very long.
Yeah.
The starting area was chill.
yeah. You can leave like your bike. So it was like a nice start. Like with them, like just getting together, like seeing other runners.
Was it already snowing when you got there, or
No, it was raining and
Raining.
transition to snow.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
dude? The pictures are really cool.
Yeah.
We just woken up and
Yeah.
looking at the pictures that are being posted. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not at China Wall right now.
We just woken up.
Yeah.
You guys have been awake for like 4 hours.
It's funny though because we started at 5. And you-
yeah, 5:10.
At 5:10,
Little delay.
which is funny because then like I was like at some point, well, in the race, I remember I looked and I was like, oh, I'm like 10 minutes behind my split, and I was like, oh no, wait, I'm actually good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
That's
bus
how-
broke down,
yeah.
and so they delayed the start, which was nice.
Yeah, I appreciate that for the runners in the bus. And you guys started at 7.
Yeah, we had that late start.
So
So
like,
nice.
yeah, like 2 hours in, I was like, oh, the guys are just getting started.
Yeah. Well, maybe like, how did your day go when the gun went off?
Okay, so the gun got off, which in this case, unlike Leadville, it's not a gun. In Leadville, it's a gun. And
Yeah,
that's kind of
as
scary.
it should be.
Dude, what
Right.
even was it? I don't really remember. I think they just counted it down and then we all started, right?
Here it was just
Yeah.
like, like, yeah, kind of like 1 minute, 10 seconds, go. It's like, okay. And then we started, I think the start, I felt it was like hot, but nothing crazy. And I tried to like just keep everybody on side, but like do my own thing. And this is funny because I felt that like then the front group just like hammer very hard. And I was like, okay, we'll see you guys later. I was really focused on doing my own race. And then we get into this like, it's dark, it's like snowing, rainy. So the headlamp reflects the water. And then we get into these technical trails. And I was having a blast. Like, I
Mhm.
love those conditions. I really like. So I was just like feeling good, running, enjoying it until Devil Stomped, which I thought that like everybody was like much more ahead because I couldn't see it. I couldn't see where the front group was. Unlike last year, where I think last year we started later because it was
Time-wise?
yeah,
I think it's 5.
really,
Yeah.
huh. Wow, because I don't remember being so pitch dark, but
It's
Mm.
cloudy.
Yeah.
Oh, when we started,
yeah,
some-
last year.
yeah. When the sun came up, it did get like pretty bright quick, but yeah.
So I felt it was dark forever, but then, so we have this out and back where like you go down to Swinging Bridge and
Yep.
then climb back up. And I was like, this is funny. So I'm coming down, I'm feeling good. And the first runner coming back, which is very close to the bottom actually, the first runner coming back up, it's this Sky Runner.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he was moving, but he wasn't moving that quick. And I was like, 2 things. Or this guy is ahead of everybody, or everybody already passed. And this is the last one. And I was like, wow, which one it is? And then behind there, it was like Fran, and then everybody else. So I was like, oh, okay, no, he's just leading, so that's good. And everybody was moving very well. And then turn around, and then Adam was just a little bit ahead, and then turn around. And the craziest part of the race start, which is like you start seeing all of the people from the rest of the race. And it's crazy how many shout outs like we were getting. Hey Moy, good job, Moy. They're like so thankful for all the energy, the
It's
love.
crazy.
Like people talking about, like Salt Lake City is ahead, which at that point is true.
Yeah.
It wasn't true later on. Yeah, that was cool. That was very, very like rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess just to paint the picture at the beginning for me, I had ran the first part of the race, like the first couple miles the day before. So I like knew how it was getting onto that little trail. And dude, it was actually crazy because it's so downhill at the beginning on that fire road. The effort felt very easy, but we hit a 5:38 mile like on the first mile. It was like,
That's fast.
man, we're like rolling. And then, dude, I don't know. Like I was in second for that as soon as we got on that single track. And when we were getting down toward the river before the first climb, I was just thinking like, how are people who are in like a train running this? Because it's so overgrown, really kind of chunky rocks. Everything's wet. And so for me, I was like glad that I wasn't in the train. But you didn't have any issues
No,
finding your footing?
no
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah. Well, that, I mean, this is kind of like the critical point of my day. Like, right before the start of the first climb, which is, I guess, like roughly mile 8 or something, is where I fell. I was having a good day until then, and then like basically just slipped on a rock, fell, scraped up my leg, but got like whiplash on this rock. Like it was almost, I used to play football. It felt like a football hit. It was like like your whole body kind of like compresses into the thing. And then yeah, like I was trying to like collect myself on that climb, and then I don't know, my whole day kind of unraveled because of that fall. But up until then, I was really happy with how the race was going, and it was like I don't know, it was cool. Like I don't know, that part was cool. And coming up from Devil's Thumb again, like so many shout outs. Like it was actually surprising. Like I think 99% of people I passed that were coming down that I was going up said my name.
That's crazy.
It was great. Like, good job, Adam.
That's really
not
cool.
just like nice work. You know, it was like really cool. So that was nice.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna test that Adam's neck is not in a good place.
It's jacked.
all day yesterday. He's like, sorry, I'm not looking at you. I'm not trying not to look at you. He just like couldn't turn his neck to talk.
Yeah. I guess just to accelerate on my day, and then Moy, you can finish, and then we'll turn it over to the boys. It was so weird, dude, because like there's all these factors that you try to control leading into a race, like your fitness, your nutrition, like your gear choice, all that stuff. Had that perfect, had some other issues I was working through, perfect, and then like slip on a rock. You know, it's just like, I don't know. I was thinking of Matt when I was out there at some point, maybe around mile 20, and I was like, dude, I remember when Matt aided at CCC, having such a great race, and then just like broke your chin open on a rock, you know?
Ultra running, man. It's an
Yeah.
unforgiving
It's a-
sport.
Yeah. And it's amazing that more people don't fall like in those conditions, you know?
Yeah.
If you think about it, like we're all
Yeah.
running very fast, and like
Yeah.
very
I saw
few people fall.
a few people at the finish line yesterday. It looked like they came back from war. Like
Really?
this lady, like half her face just covered in blood. Like
I think
yeah.
that people fell, and that's one thing, but I don't think many people get like the white flash.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, I wish people could see you trying to move around this morning. It's a miracle you ran as far as you did. Like just looking at you, I mean, I told you this morning. I was
It's
like,
tough to
How the
watch.
hell did you get 40 miles in? Dude? It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, so
crazy.
that's basically my race. Is like I started slowing down around mile 10 or so, and then kept trying to figure out different ways to run, and kind of rallied through Forest Hill, was running well, and then between Forest Hill and Drivers Flat, which is kind of like if you leave there, it's a 17 and a half miles to the next aid station where you have crew. Halfway through there, it was just like, oh, I can't run anymore. And so I walked like 6 or 7 miles.
We've all been there.
And I thought maybe like, oh, I'm going to see Moy. Moy's going to be passing me soon. But
I was dealing with my own demons. That's cool. Yeah, so I don't know. In my side, my very important race recap about a DNF. Did I use? Yeah. No. To be honest, so I was coming into this race good and fit, feeling good and fit, and like with high hopes. But then I was also coming with a couple of niggles, like on my Achilles, and that also is like very important for other things. So I was feeling very good running downhill, running flat, I didn't have all of my power on the climbs, which like I could feel that from the beginning. I wasn't able to run very well on the climbs, but then after Forest Hill, where I was actually feeling very good and running downhill, it felt nice. I was really enjoying it, which is funny. I was talking to Matt in the morning. It's like I trained for that, and with the help of Matt and you guys, and in this race, I was looking forward to the part that I used to not look forward in the past. You know, I was looking forward for the flats and the downs. I was like, oh yeah, I'm super excited to run that quick and that flowy trail, you know. So that's good. It's great progress. But then I wasn't able to climb, which is normally my strength. And after Forest Hill, when you're like in the middle of this 17 miles stretch, I was like running downhill and then a climb came and I started to run up, and then I realized that I couldn't run up. It's not that it was like I was going slow. It's just like it was very hard to put out any power. So that was kind of like a shock. I knew it could happen, but I was like, oh no, not here and not now. I knew that I could have like a very tough like last 10 miles of the race, and I was prepared for that. I was like, if I made it to driver's flat and then like I'm like kind of like struggling a little bit, I'm like ready to like cruise from there and like try to like push hard mentally. But here was like so early. So I ran for a little bit, then ran the downs, and then when you slow down, it was also cold. The body started to get cold, and then I just like started to walk until driver's flat. But the funny part is, well, people would be passing and they were like, dude, so many shout outs, so cool. And also like that was the only stretch of like quote unquote sun we had, where like it wasn't rainy and it was beautiful, like so green. You're like along the river, so beautiful, so peaceful. Like it's like an amazing hike, to be honest. So I did felt sad, but I was like, I'm also having a blast, just like enjoying this like walk, you know. The race, well, it is what it is. There's nothing to do about it. But I like really try to enjoy it, just like be like walking that section. And just to wrap that, like in my case, and this is kind of like like personal, but I feel like a big weight lift from my shoulders, and I am very excited to like focus on healing and like getting rid of like the needles that I have and build like a strong base and like come back. You know, I'm gonna take a couple of months of not racing and just really focus on myself, and that is very exciting. So like these quote unquote bad days for me are like a good or like a great motivator for upcoming days. And yeah, dude, also got to see like then the ladies pass. Oh, that was crazy, dude. Like when I was walking, like Emily,
Yeah, Hagen.
dude, pass and like 20 seconds behind. It's
Marianne Hogan.
yeah, dude. And then like a minute behind is that they were like all together, and it was like super excited to see like the ladies race just pass like crushing it, dude. So that's also a high side of you know walking a few miles.
Get to spectate from within.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's cool.
So that was my race, and so Canyons 2, Moy 0. But we will be back, you know.
It is worth putting
Next year.
a fine point on though, like because I was in walking the same section as you, like right by the American River, so beautiful. And I purposefully tried to be like, dude, I'm walking anyway. Like I'm gonna try to enjoy the view, but it's hard. Like when you put so much into a race like this, and like whatever your goal is, whether you're trying to win or just like finish, and like I don't know, just to say to anyone else who maybe didn't have their day, it's like it's okay to be a little sad, you know, but like
Totally.
there's always good parts to take away. Like for me, I'm proud that I like put myself in the race at the beginning and like tried to race at the level I thought I could, rather than like being very conservative.
Right.
So that felt good. And like I don't know, it's sometimes your best is like not enough to get you to the finish line, but it doesn't mean you didn't give your best, you know.
It's true.
So true.
So
Yeah, totally.
it was a fun day. Fun to see all the Boulder Boy fans. And right before I got to driver's flat, I got service again. And I got some like garbled text Siri reading out something about like you guys. And I was like, no fucking way, dude. So I called Julianne.
Dude.
I couldn't believe the result you guys had is crazy.
Dude.
It was a day.
Yeah. Yeah. I told Matt as we were like, well, I mean, like I'm spoiling the surprise, but as we were kind of battling out there, I was like, dang, we just like outclassed this whole field. I was like crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah. It was wild how it all unfolded, I think. And
Well,
then,
give us the play-by-play, dude.
Yeah.
Like from the beginning.
All right,
Oh,
all right.
man.
I'll give you
Yeah,
the play.
Seth's-
I'll
I
give you
love
probably
I,
do better
I
than
have
this.
heard the play-by-play like 4 times.
We want it again.
I love
Yeah.
it, dude. I
One
love
more
the
time.
play.
One more
Yeah,
time.
one more
No,
time.
I just got because I feel like Matt will like undersell this moment. But we like we get off the start line. It's like fast, you know.
Yeah.
It's like Eli's kind of up there, Cade's up there, I'm up there. You were like right behind me, maybe.
Yeah, I was behind that front pack a bit.
Yeah,
kinda watching and
yeah.
seeing what
'Cause
everybody-
Matt
you
likes
weren't-
to ease into it.
Yeah,
I'm an
there's
old man, dude.
dude. He didn't
5
ease. He
years on
didn't ease
everybody.
for long.
Just
'cause-
a quick ease.
a quick ease
Yeah.
because the moment this thing started going downhill, like a mile from the start, we're like me, like the guys in the front, Josh, we're like looking around, and all of a sudden Matt's just like, dude, just kicked it into gear, and we're like, oh no,
Showing those downhill running skills.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know where they came from, but
Yeah.
dude. I mean,
That's the thing, dude. Don't sleep on Matt's downhill running, you know?
dude, I
Done.
said this to you or somebody. I was like, I always forget Matt is so good at downhills because
Yeah.
like in training we just kind of saunter down. Dude, what was that all about?
I don't know. No, man, it's I
Took out the trash is
Okay.
what happened.
yeah, I just wanted to like. I mean, there was a bunch of us. Like, I was a mile in. The first mile's uphill on a road, and then you start heading down towards No Hands Bridge, right? Like
on
the
a
first
pretty
descent.
technical
Yeah,
trail.
and one, I didn't want to be in a big group on that technical trail. It was wet, and I was, I'm confident in my abilities, but I also was like early in a race, I'm not going to get mixed up in that. And then, dude, I kind of felt like everybody was like we were going fast, but I felt like nobody really wanted to like be that first person going down. So I was just like, screw it, I'll be that person, and then I'm just gonna slightly push the pace all the way to that first climb. So when we get to that first climb and people start pushing the pace, it's gonna really weed out the people who don't belong in the front. And yeah, and that's kind of
That's what it did.
What happened, which I think
Did anyone
Played
stick
dirt.
with you? You know that the descent ends and then you have like a mile or two of flat before the bridge.
Mhm.
Was there anyone with you?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a big. I mean, I don't know. I didn't look back.
Yeah, I was kind of off that a little bit, and I was with Jesh and Cade, and like we get down to the descent, and it's still kind of downhill a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's like a mile of flattish before the bridge, and Jesh was like, we need to follow this move.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you're right. But it was tough because I think Cade got up there quickly. Jesh kind of like took his time, and I was like, I am not gonna make it. Like I was literally like, if I go any faster to catch them, like it's not gonna go well. So I just kind of like sat. But it all kind of came back together before that second climb. One partly because Matt started going the wrong way for a second, which helped out a lot.
Yeah. True.
But then
I
it just
forgot
kind of
about
like, I feel like when in that, how I was perceiving it, in that like sort of mile, like 4 to 5,
Yeah.
it like every time the trail was like started to go slightly uphill, like everybody just kind of eased up a bit. Like nobody was really gonna commit to the send yet, so it worked out for me because then I like came back up.
And you went right up to the
I
front.
went right up to the
I
front.
was like, sweet, now Seth's about to do the punch on the
Yeah,
climb.
and I made like the weakest move of the climb. Like I hit the climb, and I was like, I like feel okay. Like I'm gonna go for something. I like got rid of nobody. It was just like everybody was there still. But I feel like I don't know. In my head, I feel like it kept it honest because I think everybody was looking around a lot, and
it did.
you just kind of
that-
wanted to make sure the people who we had just dropped like didn't come back on.
reattach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second mile on the climb, we hit a 5:08 gap. with
Nice.
Adjusted pace, and so like we were definitely like.
Yeah. I mean, dude.
I mean,
the-
Eli was climbing really well.
He was
from the
climbing really
start.
well,
I
and
mean,
also like
everybody was.
the 508 gap is crazy, but it was also just like 7 flat pace on a steep climb. Like it was like
Yeah.
the regular pace
Yeah.
is fast too. It was crazy. I got dropped off. I fell off that pace though. So,
Yeah.
but you held on.
Yeah, when we got to the top of the climb, it was Eli, Cade, Ben, and me, in like a pack of 4, and then Seth and Jesh were,
We were like right off
of that a bit. And then we just ran that way until like mile 14. And then all of a sudden, Eli, I noticed he was running the downs a little bit slower. And he's still climbing really well, but the downs were slow. Which I felt like Eli can usually run everything fast. And he eased off a bit and said that he was struggling with some cramping already. And so, and told me that like he was having a hard time on the downhill. So I just asked Cade, I was like, hey, like, do you want me to do some leading? Because they were up front the whole time, and I was just kind of feeding off that in the back. And he's like, sure. And so I went to the front and immediately I knew we had a long downhill. I was like, I'm just going to hammer the downhill and, trying to play the tactics, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, and then I was off the front until mile 28 or 9 when I saw Seth and started cramping.
Yeah.
I love it. Want me
Yeah.
to do some leading and then just drop everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, Cade hung. He was like within striking distance for most of it, according to everybody. I mean, I didn't look back, and I only saw him a few times early on, and then,
y'all were definitely in the same frame for a while. Yeah.
And so, it was just kind of like running a little scared, but also like just making sure I was hammering every downhill because I knew everybody was struggling with their legs cramping for some reason. And then that ended up biting me in the ass because I got to like probably at 26, I started feeling my legs start cramping. And then at like 28, 29, it was like run a few steps and then everything seized up. And then it was like, I don't know, leaning against the tree, trying to stretch out this type of thing. And then Seth came up on me at mile 29 and I didn't know it was Seth. I like looked back for a minute because I heard somebody coming down. It was on this like technical rocky section, and I saw an orange singlet, and I turned back around. And then I like did a few strides, and I was like, "Oh, sweet! Seth is the only one wearing orange." That I could remember, and like I was like, "Okay, I'm so glad it's him." Like if it was anybody else, I'd be so pissed right now losing the lead.
Yeah.
And he got me fired up, and we ran together. He was a little bit ahead for a bit.
Yeah.
So you bridged up by yourself.
Well, I thought I was I think at that, when we got up to the top of the climb back to like mile 7, Jeff was right behind me, and then eventually he just wasn't. It turns out he like stopped to vomit. I was in 5th, and I was like, this is where I'm gonna be. Like, this is my finishing position. Like, gotta just like make sure I don't get caught. And so I felt like I really like struggled in that section, like from like 7 to 12, maybe.
Like mentally or
like mentally, kind of mentally, just kind of like just kind of just this is where I am.
Yeah.
Like I kind of maybe stopped racing, just kind of started running to like hold off people. But this dude, his name is Coleman. I found out later. Never heard of him. Came up behind me and passed me so hard, and it like, I was like, oh man, it's sick. I'm in 6th. Like I'm just going backwards today. And then like that just flipped a switch, and I was like, I'm just gonna race now. And so I like stuck on him, and then passed him back. And then from there it was like,
Did you pass him back hard?
No, like normal, like normal pace. I couldn't go any harder. But and then at that sort of like right after I passed him back, we crossed the road, and they're like, oh, the leaders are like 45 seconds ahead. And I was like, what? Like they're that close?
Yeah.
And sure enough, you pass the road, and you can see, like there's an opening. You can see this trail zigzagging, and I saw like Matt, Cade, Finn, and I was like in 4th, and I was like, oh, like I think I can get that. I think I can get Finn. Like I was pretty sure I could get Finn because he just kind of kept coming closer. Passed him, got into 3rd, and then you're just dreaming. You're like, whoa, like 1 and 3, like that's such a good result. Because I was like, I'm not gonna catch Cade. At some point, like mile 20, I see Dylan out filming, and he's like, Cade's like 40 seconds ahead, and I was like, still like they haven't put any time in. Like okay, and then I guess I wasn't climbing super great, but I was descending and running flats like pretty well, and get down to the mile 24 aid station, which is like after a super long hill, and like I immediately like I have to take a poop. Like it just hit me. I was like, I have to go so bad.
Crazy, dude.
But I like also saw Cade for the first time, and I was like, what do I do? And I like kind of was like, oh, do I hit the bushes? And there's like a porta potty at the aid station. And it was kind of one of those, like, it was like, I didn't want to stop, but it was like, there was no other choice. Like I'm I'm not pooping myself in a race. But
You're all class.
I love that he look at the camera to say that.
yeah. Well, there's also something popping up on here. I think it's good. So anyway, so I get to the aid station. They're like, what do you need? And I was like, nothing, but like I need that porta potty. And I hop in the porta potty, get the job done, get out of there, pass Cade. And Cade's like,
how long did it take you to pass him after that?
Pretty quick. He was already kind of stumbling around, going up the climb out of there. And he told me, he was like, Matt's probably like a minute ahead. And I was like, cool, like I'm not gonna catch Matt. That's fine. And then not very long, quite literally like a mile later, I come over the crest and I see this like all black kit. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's Matt Daniels. And I was like, kind of like I got frustrated because I was like, no, like, because you looked like you were cramping up because you were.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, like, because when I passed Kate, I was like, oh, we're going to go 1-2.
Yeah.
And the moment I saw Matt cramping, I was like, dude, he has to hold on for a second. Like, he has to. Like, it was like, we're not getting 2 guys on the podium today. And so I came up on Matt and I don't know. Like, I felt like I was like stick on me, dude. Like, you're not going anywhere. Like, I was like, they're walking back there. Like, we're going to make it.
What mile is this?
Maybe like mile 25-ish.
Oh,
No, it was later than that.
Late 27.
It was like 28. It was a mile and a half from the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or
So
maybe a mile from the bridge.
maybe like mile 28.
oh, so you still had the whole climb to go.
Yes.
But the problem was
But I couldn't run down.
the problem was we had a lot more descending left.
Yeah, and that was where I could not run downhill.
Yeah.
And so I would like run a few strides, everything would cramp, and I'd stop, and then I'd like sprint back up, catch up to him, and then it was like cramping again, and then it was just like a fartlek run, you know?
Yeah, it was actually like I could hear him being like, ugh, like just making all the noises
Very
back
accurate.
behind me. But dude, we get onto the road, and like I don't know, like when I passed you, it was like you were not moving that well.
Yeah.
We get onto the road like maybe mile 29. Like all we have to do is the climb up to Roby Point left. And like I look back and he's just right there, you know? And I was like, oh no. Because Matt's such a good runner, such a good climber. It's like and I knew you were saying that it was your quads, and I was like, I think he's just gonna be fine. Like I think he's gonna be fine climbing up this climb. So I like get to the climb and like I was like trying my hardest to like just run away. But every time I looked back, Matt was just getting closer and closer and closer. And at some point we're running together and we kind of like share a little like exchange, kind of like, whoa, I can't believe this is crazy. I felt like I was like talking a lot more than you because I was probably in less pain.
Yeah.
But my legs weren't moving very fast. So it was like,
that's what you said. You're like, I feel like I'm not breathing hard, but I feel like I'm running in mud.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. And then you dropped me going up on the last climb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Up to Roby Point. And then, of course, everything seized up this minute. We started going downhill again. And he put 3 minutes on me from Roby Point to the finish, which is less than a mile.
I mean, dude, it was like I was stoked. Like when you caught back up to me, it was like, yes, we're going 1-2. And then you passed me. I was like, okay, that's cool. Whatever. We're still going 1-2. And then like, I don't know. I was kind of like, maybe I can get him on the downhills because I knew that was kind of hurting him. And like before we even got to the downhills, I just see Matt go, oh, like grab his hamstring, like just kind of like. And he stopped.
Dude, it was debilitating.
Yeah.
And
then I passed you. And then
it was all over.
Get this man a salt stick sponsorship. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I think it was from like not running much and being sick the last few weeks.
Yeah.
That had to have been it.
Makes sense. I'm maybe hammering the downhills like crazy.
I think actually that probably had a lot to do with it too, because that's what happened to me at Big Alta.
That's
hammering
fair.
the downhills and then the cramping. So
Fair.
I need to do a little bit more of that in training, maybe.
Yeah.
But
also like if you hadn't been sick, you might have just been fine.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Like it was really cool. It felt like Seth and I were talking in the middle of the race. Like it feels like college. Like just two friends out here, just
duking it out, dude.
And we were both at the same time like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, how is this happening in this field? Like this is like, you know, I don't know. It was a really cool moment.
It was
that-
meant to be.
Yeah, I'll never forget.
No.
Yeah, I'm glad I started because like that was all I could think about that whole last bit. Like when I was like stopping and stuff, I'm like, I'm so glad I like started this race and
Yeah.
like, gave it a go because
Dude,
nothing's gonna take that moment away. It was
dude,
cool.
I mean, once you said you were gonna, or like once we knew you were gonna start, it was like, oh yeah, Matt's gonna crush this.
Yes.
But yeah, it was fun. It was fun, like actually racing. I feel like I haven't, like trail running or ultra running, you don't get to race super tightly that often. You know, like Black Canyon, it was like, oh, I made a pass at one point, and then it was like, the closest, like he's 3 minutes back, like that's. But like actually racing and like kind of like going back and forth, like happens so rarely. It was kind of a treat to like experience a race that you had to like up until the finish line, you had to be like pretty on it. So.
It's funny. Like I think one of the first things you said was like, "We are not holding hands." I was like,
yeah.
"No, of course not."
Yeah, dude. I just had to clear the air,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like,
Oh my God.
I didn't want to like.
Can you, my?
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
I mean,
no.
one.
That
It
would have
didn't
been
even
kind of
cross my
funny.
mind.
It would have been
It
kind
would
of
have been
funny.
kind of
That's
funny,
funny.
but people wouldn't let it down.
No,
We'd
for
end up
sure.
on a meme,
Yeah, it would.
and Salt Lake would have a heyday with us. We could not hold.
Did
hands.
you guys beat anyone from Salt Lake in that field?
I think, yeah, everybody from Salt Lake in that field.
But
No,
I mean, who was there anyone notable from
I
that
don't think
contingent?
so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think
Alright.
they were scared.
Yeah,
So
as they should.
We only had Anthony on.
I think so. Anthony
Yeah.
Casales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Anthony's a homie though.
He is a homie.
He's
I
a
felt
homie.
sad for him when I
Yeah,
saw him.
I was sad when I saw him walking before I started to do my own walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Shout out to our guy Scott Hollister over here.
Oh,
got
yeah.
the 100K done.
Yes.
With the blown up planter. So got his Western States qualifier out of the way this
Let's
year.
go.
And
So,
more
yeah.
importantly, he got the belt.
And he got the belt.
He
Ready
got-
for the buckle.
Yeah. How many tickets do you have, Scott, for Western? He said
512
512 tickets trying to get into Western States.
A lot of
so
tickets.
This year's the year.
This is it.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah.
So.
If 512 tickets doesn't get you into States needs to figure out their algorithm. Yeah, that was awesome. That's kind of it from the race. I don't know, like it.
It's just a fun weekend.
Just
man.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
fun weekend.
mean-
Kind of. Yeah, just chilling.
Well, so what did it clarify for each of you? So, like, you're still doing States.
Still doing States.
So, not racing probably between now and then.
No, but definitely like I think like I was on a interview with Debo last night or yesterday, and he I don't know, it just gave me more confidence for States, I guess.
Are they going to put you in the documentary or what, dude?
I mean, I feel like I could.
What do you have
I
to do?
feel like
you
I
know?
could swap out with some people in there, but
For sure.
yeah, yeah, probably not. But it's fine. I mean, I'll be in the documentary if I have a good
Dylan
day.
can get all this footage and then sell it to them when you win the race, you know?
Yeah.
For real,
Yeah.
for real, dude. Yeah, if you want me in the documentary, it's gonna cost you a premium. So,
That's right.
but no, super. I don't know. I'm still scared to run 100 miles. Like actually, after the race. Oh, we got to give Drew a shout out. He had to catch
yeah.
a flight early.
Yeah.
He got 5th.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The podium's 5
Just
deep, so
missed it.
3 guys on the podium. But 9 seconds off of 4th. Like classic Drew, charging so hard.
Yeah, just like stoke the rivalry a little bit. It's like Salt Lake, where's that at, you know?
Yeah.
Put 3 guys on the podium.
It was
Yeah.
crazy too. Like Drew, he hadn't raced in like how many months?
7 months.
Really hasn't trained until like 2 weeks ago. Like
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just another.
Well, I know. I think
testament to-
I think he has been training, just like Noah specifically.
yeah.
Yeah,
But, like,
and not like
not
his
very much mileage or
capacity.
anything.
Like
Yeah.
if I trained like he has been training, I wouldn't have won. You know,
Yeah.
like I'd have been pretty cooked. But he
It's true. Oh, he's flying right now, or
Yeah.
he's still at the finish line, like hanging out with people.
he's probably talking to people. Missed his flight. No, he should be midair right now.
Yeah.
But it was funny because me and Matt like kind of at some point it felt like we weren't really running that fast up the Roby
Oh, yeah.
Roby climb, and we were just like, oh no, what if Drew's coming up behind us?
That would have been too
That
good.
would've been
Yeah.
cool. I think would we've all like oh man. Yeah, I don't know if we would have finished together.
The triple handhold?
The triple
mean,
handled.
It's
When
never
it's
been done.
3 people, it's like
It would have
and
been
it's all, like,
biblical.
like it's the Boulder Boys. It's like you kind of got to, or maybe we just go and then like we all stop and it's like no, you go. No, you
That
go.
would've
We're
been
so
funny.
polite.
Classic Drew fashion. You know?
Yeah. You would have been like, you guys go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time.
But yeah, great race from Drew. I don't know what else I was gonna
Good.
say.
What a weekend.
What about for you, Matt? Like, what did this clarify for you? This race?
Man, I think I'm learning more and more, like, races that I put a lot of pressure on tend to not go well. And I think, like, I didn't purposely. I mean, I was so sick last week. Like, it wasn't like, like, you know, I wasn't like playing like with my own head games. It was literally like, I mean, Thursday here, when Scott and I were running, I was like, there's no way I'm racing Saturday. I feel so bad. And so I think that took some pressure off of the race, just knowing that, like, doesn't really matter much, which these things don't anyways. I mean, they matter to us, but they're, you know, grand scheme of things, they don't. And so I think that yeah, knowing that helped a lot. And then I just enjoy running 50K distances, man. Like, I mean, I enjoy all distances and having a crack at everything, but like, it comes a little bit more natural to me. And yeah, I'll just continue probably leaning into that until the speed's gone.
Yeah, this is the first time watching Matt like in his element mid race, and it was
Yeah.
like it was pretty fun
Yeah.
to be a part of, because I feel like we've only raced each other once, and it was Sierras and all that doesn't count. So
Yeah,
watching
we
you-
both
watching-
went hiking in the Alps.
it was a beautiful place to
It was
hike.
beautiful,
Little
yeah.
hot.
we know a little bit about that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool to see Matt like just race. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But, yeah.
Awesome,
And
man.
still excited for Transvolcania, maybe.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what's gonna come. I mean, that's like, that race is not my
13 days from now.
type of race.
Oh my
but
But
I'm
dude, like-
really looking forward to going out there and
Sorry.
experiencing it. And it's like, it's kind of always been one of those bucket list races that I've like,
Totally.
like, man,
dude.
I got to
yeah.
get out there at some point and do that race. And
I
why
feel
not?
like it could go really well for you, dude.
It could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not your style race.
No.
I think
Yeah.
it will. I
It's-
think it will go very well. I think the stimulus you got from the downhills this week
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
is gonna be.
Yeah,
It's
if
gonna
I can
pay
not
off.
cramp, it'll be great.
Yeah.
And
No,
you climb just as good as anybody else, and
Yeah.
it's like you descend very well. If
You
don't
may
cramp,
win,
It's
dude.
like, come on.
That's the goal.
Put him in your
Always.
fantasy top spot, you know?
Yeah.
I think you
Honestly,
can- I
if
think you can win.
the Boulder Boys Nation has learned anything, put your boys on the top spot. All right,
That's right.
it's gonna happen.
At least in 2025.
Yeah. So far,
Moy, what about for you? Anything, dude? Any reflection?
A lot of reflections, dude. I reflected for like 7 miles walking.
Yeah.
I should have signed up for the 50K.
takeaway number one.
No, I wouldn't run. I wouldn't have run like 3:27. But maybe I could have been, there with Drew. You know,
it's true.
I don't think I will have been able to run with you at the front. No, I didn't. I know I don't have that fitness. But dude, I'm excited about a bunch of things. So I think my body was giving me a lot of signs, of like, hey, like, to maybe chill a little bit. I didn't listen. I had a lot of pressure from myself on this race. Like, I wanted to come and do it and, like, have a good race and have a good day. Now that is gone, like, I feel much more relaxed. I really want to focus on healing and also, building a very good base of fitness. And I'm excited about doing 50Ks. I may do another 100K at the end of the year, but yeah, I would like to do a couple of 50Ks from now and then. Like, yeah, that is something that I'm excited. Like, listening to Seth talking about the racing aspect of it, and like the speed and the pace and the intensity is exciting. So yeah, we will like have a rematch at the Rat, dude.
Yes, dude. That'll be fun.
That's gonna be so fun, dude.
Lots to look forward to,
I can't
this summer.
I can't wait to come spectate at the Rut.
Oh, that's gonna
Dude,
be
yeah,
fun.
you guys, we should.
I think
Be a fun weekend.
I think I'm working it for TNF in some.
Oh,
So
capacity.
you
dude.
are
There,
coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you're giving up the medals at the podium.
Yeah.
If
Matt,
it-
you should come out and do like the VK 50K
I
double
just
or
like
something.
I just like
maybe,
don't give out
yeah.
the medal unless it's you guys.
yeah. No.
You have some reflections, Adam?
Yes. One, your haircut is sick. I think you should continue rocking that.
That is a big
the
reflection.
Auburn haircut.
Okay, so this is the thing.
Does Kirsten like it?
I think
Who knows?
she hasn't fully seen it, but I have a tradition that it's like I cut my hair mainly at places where I travel to race. So I got a haircut in Auburn, and this like place owned by Steve that it has been open for like over 40 years, and it's just very old school downtown. So cool, so cool. And this is a modern mullet. You know, I like I sit down and I was like, dude. He was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I don't know. Surprise me. Do something Auburn."
I wonder how many people say that to him. Probably not many.
I'm probably not many the day before a race.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a great choice though, because dude, my ears were so cold.
I'm in the same boat. I have short ears.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Other reflections for me, dude. Yeah, I was thinking. I also had many miles to think about my reflections when I was walking. Dude, I like started training again after taking a year off in like December. So it's like I have to be grateful for like just being able to be racing in the front of these races again. Like, I don't know, like it's I don't take that for granted. And I feel super grateful to like that we all come out and do this, you know, like I was saying, my friend Ryan is here crewing me, and it's just so special for a group of friends to have this as an excuse or like reason to like come do like little guys trips like multiple times a year. Like normally, you know, people that golf or something, it's like maybe they get one golf trip a year and that's all their partner will tolerate, rightfully so, you know, but it's like this is like such a special thing that we all get to like look forward to and kind of plan and talk about all the time. So grateful for that. And then, yeah, man, I don't know. It's, I was like reflective out there on that long walk up that Rucky Chucky road climb.
Oh my God.
And, I was just like, man, you know, I'm not like religious anymore. I was raised Catholic, but, you know, I'm kind of just spiritual now, but it's like, dude, all in God's time, you know, it's like, I don't know, like I did everything that I could to get ready for yesterday and didn't happen. It's like, it's okay. Pop off a good one when it's meant to happen. Like I thought about Seth, like people are like, someone said yesterday, yeah, it's cool to see Seth like on another level. And it's like, dude, no, Seth was on this level the whole time. It's just like all last year, like the results weren't matching up to your capabilities. And so I hope I don't have to go a year with like no good results, but like, I don't know. It's like, that's all part of it, you know, just like riding the roller coaster. So same for you, Matt, you know?
Yeah. That's the sport of ultra running. That's something a lot of people don't understand or get. And they think that like everybody's like Jim and Courtney. And it's like, that's not the usual.
Because when you follow the news, it's like someone is always having their day.
Totally.
But ultra running is fickle
very
at the individual level, you know?
It's a tough sport.
Yeah.
It's kind of brutal.
Yeah. But it's like a crazy little puzzle.
It is.
Like, it's like why we all like it, you know? Like, it's engaging fun to try and figure out.
Totally. And I DUS said something yesterday, kind of when he was interviewing maybe the women's 50K podium or something.
Yeah.
Just kind of like talking about like, oh, the cramps and, you know, people dropping out. And he's just like, it's part of the game. It's like, you know, it's a puzzle. You figure it out. You know, if you figure it out, you win the game. And if you don't win the game. And it's like, that's just the game.
Yes.
Like you have to put all these pieces together, you know?
Yes.
And a little bit of luck coming in at the bottom, you know?
Dude, this is another thing that I was talking to some of my competitors at the finish line about. Like, you have to have an A+ day at this level of race, period. Like, everything has to go right. You got to be in perfect fitness and you got to execute perfectly. Yeah. And some guys who finished in the top 10, it's like, yeah, I had like a B- day.
Oh, totally.
That's
probably most. And the golden ticket race.
Yeah.
If you weren't in the top 3, you probably didn't have your A+ day.
No. And you can't control that. It's it just happens. One other quick shout out, if I may, and like thing I'm grateful for is my wife, Julianne, dude. She's just so freaking supportive.
Shout out, Jay.
She is in her 3rd trimester pregnant, like watching my 2-year-old toddler running around back in Boulder. And still, when I'm like, you know, walking up that climb before I dropped out, she's just like so supportive and excited about what we're going to do next together. Actually, we're reflecting. I have like really good memories at that aid station. There's another race, Overlook 50, that the Rucky Chucky parking lot where there's no one was an aid station. And I won that race. And she handed me bottles on my way to like a course record. So it was like good memories, but like bad memories this time. Yeah. And so I'm just really grateful to have her and you guys, like we're all like support each other through the ups and downs, and like that's a special thing.
And we have each other backs, you know.
Yeah.
Adam almost forgot his bottles in the morning.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
you could have got me right there, dude, if you
Oh
didn't
my
tell
gosh.
me.
More like checkmate.
Yeah. I was thinking, we were joking, is like I'm thinking about all the other like required gear. Like, do I have my waterproof gloves? Do I have this? Do I have that? I forgot my bottles.
Like I opened the fridge. I always do like a last check, and I opened the fridge. And I was like, "Oh, Adam's bottles are there." I was like, don't forget your bottles. Dude.
That would have been a bummer.
Yeah, that would have been the nail.
But
Dude.
to follow up on that, I agree. I think having like the support of like a great partner and friends is just priceless. Yeah, like Kirsten, my wife, just incredible. She gave me like such a great encouragement speech before.
Nice.
She sent me like a voice memo that I listened on the bus.
Oh, clutch, dude.
And that was great, dude. She just has the right words. And I guess that when I was walking on that session, yeah, like I just like was so thankful and appreciative of all of her support and love. And I give her a call also, like, and even when I give her the call, like I think the only thing she cares, like she was like, dude, okay, did you had a good time until like you fell apart? I was like, yeah, I actually was having a blast. Oh, that's the most important part, you know? So yeah, that's priceless, dude. So thankful.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We should probably wrap this up because we have
We have to check out.
Kelly's gonna come
16
kick
minutes.
us out.
Yeah, 16 more minutes before I have to be out of the Airbnb. Gotta
Alrighty.
pack all this stuff up.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely thanks to the fans and everybody who listen and were out here or sent us messages. Yeah, we love it.
We will record another pod soon.
Yeah, we'll record like a full normal pod with like voice memos and stuff.
This week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm heading out of town next week.
Yeah.
When do you leave?
Maybe we can still do it. I think next Wednesday or Thursday.
Dude, maybe we'll get 2 in.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
The
Yeah,
fans
yeah.
deserve it, you know?
Hey, dude,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, when you're in Canary, we can still do it, you know?
Yeah,
It
sure.
happened.
Yeah.
I woke up at 3 a.m.
That's
for that.
right. That's right.
Boy.
Oh, that's true, dude. Wow.
I don't expect you to do that.
We'll see.
It wasn't
Yeah.
that fun. And
But-
also I was sucking the power out of the island.
Oh, yeah, fair.
We are still committed to our weekly cadence, though. It was just
yes.
getting ready for a race and traveling and life stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody,
Cool.
for the
Yeah,
shout outs
thank
on
you.
the race. Dude.
Yeah,
Like,
that was really cool.
Yeah.
just keep doing it. And if you see us, we may have stickers sometimes. So just ask us, approach.
I've got stickers,
Yeah.
so come find me.
I
Yeah.
literally never have stickers, so
I
don't
had
ask me.
Just approach to us, you know, and if we have a sticker, we'll give you one. That's all we have.
Yeah. We do. Maybe one of these days we'll have some like actual merch to bring with us. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
we get this question a lot, like, "Oh, can I buy something?"
Yes.
In person. It's like, sorry, or
Yeah.
we use like a third party.
Yeah.
Sort of. Is that drop shipping? I don't know what that is.
Setup.
Setup.
No,
Anyway,
I don't know.
I don't know what drop shipping is. We
I
don't,
don't think it's drop
anything.
shipping.
But yeah, so we don't actually have any product in hand. But maybe soon.
Maybe soon.
Sweet.
Cool.
All
Great.
right.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Episode
Peace.
number 42. Woo. Bye.
Bye.